We're about to get into the main content of Paul's prayer. But before we get there, Paul's telling the Ephesians, he's telling us why he has been praying for them. Let me read again verse 15 and 16. He says, "For this reason, ever since I heard about your faith in the Lord Jesus and your love for all God's people, I have not stopped giving thanks for you, remembering you in my prayers." Picking up here particularly on verse 16, I want to give us two encouragements. Firstly, to give thanks more. Secondly, to pray for others more. Give thanks more, pray for others more. I want you to think about your prayer life. If you were to make a kind of pie chart, what percentage of your prayers are for what things? You know, for your family, for your day to come, in confession, asking for various things, praying for your spiritual life, or whatever those things would be. What would that look like for you? Maybe just pause and think about that for a second. It's just important and interesting to note here that Paul reminds them that actually his starting point of his prayers for these people is giving thanks for them. Before he gets on to praying, asking God for things for them, he is thanking God for them. And whether it is praying for people or whether it's praying for things ourselves, giving thanks is a great place to start. And sadly, it's something I think we overlook. So maybe in your prayer life prayers today and going forward, make sure you're starting by giving thanks. Secondly, let's be praying for others more. Again, in that wheel, I wonder how much of that is praying for others. Now, maybe you pray for many, and that is great. I want to encourage you that you're doing a really wonderful thing. But let's take our cue from Paul here. You know, he is praying for these brothers and sisters. Just think of all the people who Paul was ministering to. And yet, see the sincerity and the depth. I have not stopped giving thanks for you, remembering you in my prayers. Paul is praying for these brothers and sisters dearly. And so can I encourage you again to be praying for your brothers and sisters. Pray, perhaps start off with those in your home group, praying for 2, for 3 of them each day. Be praying for one another. Now, what to be praying? We'll get into that in the next few verses. But let's commit to giving thanks more and to praying for others more, just as Paul did.